Hello, welcome to the vocabulary for the Introduction to Power lessons. Let's start. Okay, let's talk about our first word is linguistic. Linguistic. Linguistic means related to language or about language. It's an adjective. So, linguistic factors. I mentioned linguistic factors. A factor is an element. For example, it's a piece of something. So linguistic factors means elements about language, elements related to language. Or even more simply, things related to language. And then in this talk, I talk about non-linguistic factors. Of course, non means not. It's negative. So non-linguistic factors means things not about language, things not related to language. So in the talk, I'm talking about, for example, two different things. One are emotional factors, right? Emotional elements, emotional things. And then the other is linguistic factors. So for example, study method. That's a linguistic factor. It's connected to language learning very directly. It's a linguistic factor. It's a language-related thing. On the other hand, emotion is not directly related, is not directly connected to language learning. At least most people don't think so. So it's a non-linguistic factor. All right, great. So that's linguistic and factor. Let's talk about next subconscious. I mentioned the word subconscious. Sometimes you hear the word unconscious is another synonym for that. But subconscious means something that is under your normal thinking. So, for example, if you're quite hungry, suddenly you find that you're hungry, but you're busy, you're thinking about something else. You're reading a book, but kind of under your thinking, you have this idea, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. It's not a conscious thought. It's not a strong, direct thought. It's not at the top of your brain. Okay, sub means under or below. So it's kind of in the bottom, the back of your brain, this sort of quiet, small voice or this quiet, small thought. So that's subconscious. So I mentioned that you want to engage your subconscious. To engage means to use. To use or to, it's like turn on. So to turn on your subconscious. To use your subconscious, to engage your subconscious. It means you want to use those emotions that are in the back of your brain or the bottom of your brain. You want to use that quiet voice. You want to use those strong emotions that are kind of in the back because they're very powerful. So engage your subconscious means use those. It means choose to use them in a powerful way. I also talk about engaging your physiology. Physiology. Physiology means related to the body. So it's related to the word physical. Right? Physical means body, something that is connected to your body or in your body. Okay, not your brain, not your mind. It's body. And physiology, again, is a similar idea. Physiology means what is happening in your body. It's the systems in your body. It's the parts of your body. So again, engage your physiology means use your body, right? Engage is turn on or use. Physiology, body. So engage your physiology. Engage your body. Use the parts of your body. Use the systems in your body. That's what that means. All right, great. Next, let's talk about the word peak. So peak I mentioned in the main story. peak means top. Now, often we use this to describe, for example, a mountain. The very top of a mountain, we say it's the peak, the mountain peak, or the peak of the mountain. It's the very top part. We also use it in the phrase peak performance. Of course, performance means performing or doing something. Peak means top, so it means doing something in a top way, in the very best way. Sometimes we use this with sports. So he is a peak performance athlete. He's a top performing athlete. He's the very best performing athlete. So that's, again, peak meaning top, very top, or sometimes meaning best. Okay, so peak meaning top, so emotional state. I talk about peak emotional state. So top or best, peak. Emotional, of course, feelings. And state. State means kind of your situation or experience. So an emotional state means it's the general emotional feeling you have right now. So I might say, I'm in an angry emotional state. That means it's kind of a long-term idea. It means generally, for some time, I feel angry. Now, this is a very formal kind of academic or intellectual way to say I'm angry. Okay? So this is a little bit more formal kind of English. But again, an emotional state. It's a general emotional feeling, and it has a little bit of the idea of a long time. So a peak emotional state, a top or best emotional state, it means feeling very good for a while. Right? Say, I'm in a peak emotional state. I'm feeling very good for some time. Okay, now that is the vocabulary lesson for the introduction to power. Of course, if there are other words you did not understand, you can use the text, use the transcript, and a dictionary, and just find the word in your dictionary and write it on the text, and you can learn more vocabulary that way. It's very difficult for me to guess exactly which words you know and which words you don't know, because every student is different. So I will cover some of the main words, the words I think are quite important. But if there are other words you don't know, just use the text and a dictionary and write the meaning on the text. It's fine. Okay, I will see you next for the mini story. Thanks, and this is AJ Hogue. Welcome to the mini story for Introduction to Power English. Let's get started. In the mini story, I will tell a kind of strange, funny, stupid story. Usually, actually, I will ask the story. It means I will ask a lot of questions. The reason I ask these questions is to get a lot of repetition so that the grammar structure, the grammar pattern, will go into your brain deeply because you're getting again and again and again. You don't need to think about it. Just relax, listen to the story, answer the questions quickly. If you need to, you can pause your iPod, pause your computer, and answer the questions. Or if it's too fast, just listen. You don't have to speak. Speaking is optional. If you can do it, if you want to answer the questions, great, shout them out. If you don't, if it's too difficult or you're in a train with other people, it's fine. Just listen and relax. It's okay too. Okay, let's start. There was a beautiful woman named Sophie. Sophie had to play Tiger Woods in golf in just 1 month. Who had to play Tiger Woods in golf in just 1 month? Well, Sophie. Sophie had to play Tiger Woods in golf in just 1 month. What kind of woman was Sophie? Sophie was a beautiful woman. Who did she have to play? Tiger Woods. She had to play Tiger Woods. Who had to play Tiger Woods? Sophie. Sophie had to play Tiger Woods. In tennis, right? No, not in tennis. In golf. Sophie had to play Tiger Woods in golf. When did Sophie have to play Tiger Woods in golf? In 1 month. Sophie had to play Tiger Woods in golf in just 1 month. Was Sophie worried or was Sophie happy? Well, Sophie was worried. Why was she worried? Well, because Tiger Woods is the number 1 golfer in the world. And Sophie was not good. Was Sophie a good golfer? No. Sophie was a terrible golfer, in fact. Was Tiger Woods a good golfer? Well, yes, of course. Tiger Woods was a great golfer, and he still is a great golfer. So, Sophie went to Japan. Where did she go? Japan. Sophie went to Japan. Who went to Japan? That's right, Sophie. Sophie went to Japan. Why did she go to Japan? Well, to find a golf coach. Of course, she went to Japan to find a golf coach. Where did she go to find a golf coach? To Japan. She went to Japan to find a golf coach. To find what? A golf coach. She went to Japan to find a golf coach. She found a coach named Yoda. What was the coach's name? Yoda. The coach's name was Yoda. Was the coach's name Bob? No, the coach's name was not Bob. The coach's name was Yoda. Whose name was Yoda? Well, the coach's name was Yoda. What was Yoda? Yoda was a golf coach. He said, "I can help you learn golf, Sophie." He said, "If you use your subconscious, you will become a golf master." What did Yoda say? He said, "If you use your subconscious, you will become a golf master." What did Sophie need to use? Her subconscious. Yoda said, if you use your subconscious, you will become a golf master. So if she used her subconscious, what would she become? A golf master. He said, if you use your subconscious, you'll become a golf master. Would she become a tennis master? Or would she become a golf master if she used her subconscious? Well, if she used her subconscious, of course, she would become a golf master. What did she have to use? Her subconscious. She had to use her subconscious to become a golf master. Who said this to Sophie? Yoda. Yoda said this to Sophie. What did he say? He said, if you use your subconscious, you will become a golf master. So Sophie tried to use her subconscious. She closed her eyes every time she played golf. Yoda said, use your subconscious. Close your eyes. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Did Sophie become a golf master? No, she didn't. She did not. Every time she hit the ball, it went into the trees. Did Sophie try to use her subconscious? Yes, she did. She tried to use her subconscious. She closed her eyes and tried to use her subconscious. When she tried to use her subconscious, was she successful? No, she wasn't. She was not successful when she tried to use her subconscious. Every time she hit the ball, it went into the woods, into the trees. Ah, poor Sophie. So, Sophie went to Hawaii. Who went to Hawaii? Yoda? Not Yoda. Sophie. Sophie went to Hawaii. Why did she go to Hawaii? To find another golf coach. Why did she go? To find another golf coach. Did Tiger Woods go to Hawaii? No. Tiger Woods didn't go to Hawaii. Where did Tiger Woods go? South Carolina. Tiger Woods went to South Carolina. Where did Sophie go? She went to Hawaii. Why did Tiger Woods go to South Carolina? Well, to find a coach. He also wanted a golf coach. He found an Army golf coach. The Army golf coach said, "You must run 30 miles every day." Did Tiger Woods close his eyes when he played golf? No. He didn't try to use his subconscious. Tiger Woods ran 30 miles every day. He did not try to use his subconscious. Sophie had tried to use her subconscious. Tiger Woods did not. So Sophie went to Hawaii, and she found a surfing golf coach named Farley. What kind of golf coach did she find? A surfing golf coach. Who found a surfing golf coach? Sophie. Sophie found a surfing golf coach. He said, "If you practice and surf every day, you will always succeed." What did she have to do? She had to practice golf while surfing. Did she have to practice golf and surfing at the same time or at different times? Well, at the same time. She had to practice golf while surfing, at the same time as surfing. So she got on the surfboard, she was surfing, and she was trying to play golf at the same time. Who was trying to practice golf while surfing? Tiger Woods? No, not Tiger Woods. Sophie. Sophie was trying to surf while playing golf. She was trying to play golf while surfing. Was she successful? No, unfortunately not. She got very wet, but she did not improve. Was Sophie successful practicing golf and surfing? No, she wasn't. She fell into the water every time she got wet. She was still a terrible golfer. Was Tiger Woods still a terrible golfer? No, of course not. Tiger Woods was still a great golfer, the best golfer. So who was still a terrible golfer? Sophie. Sophie was still a terrible golfer. She had tried to use her subconscious, and she failed. She had tried to surf and play golf, and she had failed. Now she was very worried. Only one more week to play Tiger Woods. She went to San Diego. Why did she go to San Diego? Well, of course, she went to San Diego to find another golf coach. Why did she go? To find another golf coach. She went to Tony Robbins. Who was Tony Robbins? Tony Robbins was a peak performance coach. Was he a peak performance coach? Or did he teach people to do things badly? Well, of course, he was a peak performance coach. He taught people to do things very well. Who was a peak performance coach? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins was a peak performance coach. Was Sophie a peak performance coach? No, she wasn't. Sophie was a terrible golfer. Tony Robbins was a peak performance coach. Sophie said, "Help me, Tony, help me." Tony said, "If you engage your physiology, you will be a master." What did he say? He said, "If you engage your physiology, you will be a master." Did Tony want her to use her mind, her brain? No. He said, if you engage your physiology, you will be a master. Your body. Did he want her to use her body very well, or did he want her to use her mind, her brain, very well? He wanted her to use her body, her physiology. He said, if you engage your physiology, if you use your body, you will be a master. Who wanted Sophie to engage her physiology? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins wanted Sophie to engage her physiology. Tony Robbins wanted Sophie to use her body correctly in a peak performance way. Tony taught her to get into a peak state. Did he teach her to feel bad? No. He taught her the opposite. He taught her to get into a peak emotional state. He taught her to feel really great. Was she in a peak emotional state or a bad emotional state? She was in a peak emotional state, a top emotional state. She felt top, great, wonderful, best. Who was in a peak emotional state? Sophie. Sophie was in a peak emotional state. Then Tony said, "Now, practice golf." Did Sophie practice golf while she was in a peak emotional state? Yes, exactly. Sophie practiced golf while she was in a peak emotional state. Did she practice golf at the same time that she was in a peak emotional state? Yes, at the same time. She practiced golf while she was in a peak emotional state. She improved very quickly. Finally, the day came. Sophie played Tiger Woods. Tiger was very tired. He looked very tired. But Sophie was in a peak emotional state during the whole game. Finally, at the end of the game, Sophie won. She beat Tiger Woods. Tiger cried, "Sophie, you're the best now." He wrote a check to Sophie for $85 million. How much money did Tiger give Sophie? $85 million. He wrote a check for $85 million. He gave Sophie $85 million. How much did Sophie earn? She earned $85 million. Did Tiger Woods earn $85 million or lose $85 million? Tiger lost $85 million. Was Tiger happy? No, he wasn't. Tiger cried and cried. He was very sad. Was Tiger in a peak emotional state? No, Tiger was in a terrible emotional state. He was sad. He was depressed. He was in a very bad emotional state. How about Sophie? Was Sophie in a great, top, peak emotional state? Oh, yes, she was in a top, great, fantastic, peak emotional state. She was happy. She was excited. And now she was rich. Okay, that is the end of the mini story for the Introduction to Power English. Again, listen to this mini story once or twice every day for 7 days or more. The questions, the repetition will help you effortlessly learn the vocabulary, and you'll be learning grammar too. It's kind of a secret grammar method. Don't think about the grammar. Please do not think about it. Just relax, listen to the questions, answer the questions. And every day, you'll start to learn these basic patterns of English again and again and again, more deeply each day. So again, listen to this lesson every day for 7 days or more. If you get bored, move your body, jump up and down, feel better, and then start again. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.